ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a rapid fire hair system question extravaganza. Let's jump into the subreddit. All right, so the first question is, first system so springy, bouncy, help. I got my first system installed on Saturday, but unlike most of you, I did not shave the top of my head, and the lady at the salon said I didn't have to plan if I take it off daily and reapply it when I want to wear it. I work from home and there's going to be a fair number of days where I just won't wear the system. So it seems like it's easier to not glue it on so the system lasts much longer. I'm having a ton of trouble with it though. It's so springy, poofy, bouncy that I'm finding it impossible to style to the point where I just take it off and wear a hat, defeating the whole point of spending this money on a system. I've only worn it the first day I had it when the salon put it on, and then I came home, restyled it, but that took me almost an hour to find out what to even do with it, which is just combing it all the way down forward at an angle. Maybe I'm out of touch with what styles look good since I haven't had enough hair to style it in so long. I'm also having issues attaching it, but I probably just need to practice more on the front. Any tips on what I can do to get it to look better or worse for me? I absolutely hate the way it looked when I left the salon. I felt like I looked older, the way it was poofing all over and lacking style. I did have another appointment in a week and a half to go back and get more hair trimmed off the side, but is that normal to go to one appointment for install and go back 2 weeks later to have it cut more as it settles down? All right, so let's jump into this right here. I'm actually gonna open up the pictures that this gentleman posted on the subreddit. I hope you don't mind this. I mean, you did post it in a public forum, so I consider that these are fair game. But anyways, this is the gentleman before, this is the gentleman after. Now here is my thought. You asked if you're having trouble getting used to the style and if it looks bad. So here's my thoughts right here. This is the after. There is a little bit of weirdness right here, but that could just be because, well, I can't see. It's honestly a shadow. This could be the hair system, it could be your natural hair that's poofing, but this does not look all that poofy. This is the only strange, weird line that you can see right here that doesn't match it. Over here, this looks absolutely fine in my opinion. Now, one thing that does happen a lot of times when we first get a hair system is it feels so unnatural, so incredibly unnatural because we're not used to having that much hair. Now here's a picture of me before I actually got a hair system. This is years before. So look at the scarcity, you will, of the hair that was up on the top of my head. Here's another photo of me not too long before I got a hair system, probably like a year or so. Look at how little hair I had on top of my head versus now. You can see I've got a lot more, obviously, and I'm wearing a completely different style. When I first got my hair system, I did not really know what to do with it. It was weird. It was tough to deal with. It was tough to manage. And yeah, I don't know. So it took some time. And that transition period, I don't know if it's right to like really harshly judge how you feel like you look with it before you kind of get used to it. In my opinion, this right here is a completely manageable amount of hair. It's not like it's crazy dense or anything. So it's not the most fashion forward style, but it's simple, it's easy to manage. It's something that's good for you as you're first starting. Keep up the journey and don't get discouraged. All right, on to the next question. All right, so this one comes from somebody else on the forum, Suave5, I don't know. Salon maintenance versus self-maintenance. I've been considering getting a hair system for a while, but haven't pulled the trigger for financial reasons. Makes sense. I've been reading a lot of comments and posts here, and it seems like a lot of you frequently take your systems off for washing, letting your scalp breathe. Well, what if I don't want to do that? Isn't there a way to leave the system on my head and wash it on my scalp in the shower like normal? Don't some systems last a month before a salon appointment is necessary? I really want to have hair again, but I'm not prepared to get into the whole self-maintenance deal with the molds, tapes, glues, etc. by myself. Plus, I'd rather not look at myself bald as often as I'd have to with that kind of work. I hate how I look as it is. I don't want to be reminded I'm basically living a lie whenever I'm home by myself while my system isn't attached. Woof. There's a whole lot to address inside of that. Here's what I gotta say. Okay, so number one, some people do get a month out of your hair system. I wouldn't depend on it. That is, if you're doing any type of activity, you're most likely not gonna get a month out of it. I was able to get like 3.5, 4 weeks when I was in Florida and I was seeing somebody for the maintenance, but man, it got gooey, it got sticky, not ideal, and I really don't recommend it. That being said, there's a whole lot more to dissect inside of this. This person is saying, well, for financial reasons, but to be honest with you, this does not sound like financial reasons. This sounds like this is the more accurate portion. You don't want to look at yourself bald as often because you're being reminded that you're quote unquote living a lie. Now, I'm just going to address that because in my opinion, that is what feels like important inside of this right here. You're not living a lie if you have a hair system. If you're lying to yourself and telling yourself that you have a full head of hair, that you're not dealing with hair loss, you're lying to yourself. I'm not lying to myself by saying that I wear a hair system. This is a hair system. It's a hair system. I'm not lying. I do understand that some people are bothered when they take off their hair system and they see themselves bald. Totally get it. That's actually, it was a reason why I didn't want to do a situation where I take off my hair system every single day, because I didn't want to like come face to face with that reality. But here's the thing. It is the way it is. I think as you progress in your hair system journey, it becomes a little bit easier to accept, like, oh, it's just part of the process. By the way, you know, I have hair loss, but this is what I do to make myself feel better. And it's something that I do for me. You've got to always return that you're doing this for yourself, not for anybody else, and just accepting the reality of the fact. Doesn't make you any less of a man. Doesn't make you any weaker. There's nothing wrong with it. That's just my thoughts. Anyways, let's move on to the next question. This gentleman says, need to hide bad hairline transplant. This is sort of an unusual situation, I think. I've had several transplants on my hairline and it looks real pluggy, obvious, and I can't stand how bad it looks. I've gone to an excellent doc to repair, but the damage has already been done by 2 previous docs. My idea was to leave alone my widow's peak area and about an inch to either side, but try to cover my hairline to the left and right of the peak along with some temple skin. This would require 2 small pieces, so I'm looking to cover an area about a ½ inch by inch or so with a poly base and glue. Because it's such a small area, would the small systems stay in place? Yeah, so this is a really interesting question. I think what this person is asking is that they have okay hair kind of like here, and what they're looking to do is kind of create like 2 triangles in this region right here. Would it work? I think that you would actually be able to make this work pretty easily. I think that it would stay in place. You would have to do normal maintenance, so you'd obviously have to get adhesive, all that kind of stuff. It would be very affordable because these are very, very small pieces. I don't know if it would be easier than just getting a full kind of hairline strip. However, that being said, yeah, I don't know. This is an interesting one. I think that you should experiment with it. And if you don't like the way that it looks with the 2 separate pieces, or you feel like it's not really like holding that well on your head, then just get the strip. I say try it first and see what happens. One thing that you might have to contend with is having the change of density or hair quality, if that makes sense, from your natural hair right here and immediately over. That's something that I would consider. Also color matching, but I don't think it's a non-starter. I don't think it's something that should mean that you shouldn't try it. But if you do try it, I highly suggest you let us know. All right, here's the next question. Van life with a hair system. Wanted to know what you guys think of van life and a hair system. Do you guys think maintenance would be possible? It's something I'm considering for year 1 to get your input. Anyone that has experience with a hair system and traveling and camping, etc. Well, I done lived out of my car for about 6 months living in California because of a bad situation that got worse. And you know, here's my thoughts as far as van life. If you have a van that is currently like decked out, you have a bathroom inside of it, easy peasy lemon squeezy, things are normal. I'm assuming that you don't have that. You're thinking about just converting a van, having a bed inside of it, some minimal stuff. Now you could do this easily by simply going to a gym or an area. Probably want to have a private bathroom, but you could also potentially risk it doing it in the middle of the night if you want some privacy in an open air bathroom. And but anyways, doing this in a location that has a bathroom set up. There's many different locations, and theoretically you really only need to do it if you're not doing a ton of exercise. I think you can get away with 2 to 3 weeks, every 2 to 3 weeks. If you're super duper active, I don't know, 10 days is okay. I could probably get 2 weeks out of it. I just like to do it every 10 days. So that's how often you would be looking. It's manageable though. You just have to have a space to do it. And theoretically, no, you really do need a bathroom or a shower or something like that. I don't think that you'd want to be doing it with 0 water or anything like that outside of your van. So the number one thing here is for you to basically find bathrooms that you can post up in. If you go to a gym, if you have and that's a really easy thing that a lot of people do, is they get memberships to like a 24-hour fitness, right? That you can go any time of night or day, take a shower, do your stuff. You can also work out, but those types of bathrooms are very easy to use for this type of thing. So that's what I personally recommend, and they're not that expensive. They're like 20 bucks a month, 30 bucks a month. All right, next question. Do poly users have to wait 24 hours to shower? I wear full poly, use Ghost Bond Platinum for hairline and tape on the perimeter. Do you really have to wait 24 hours to shower, or is that for lace wearers? So regarding that, people who use scalp protectors can get away with using their hair system and sweating or going in showers, I think within an hour or so. So if you're using something like a Walker tape scalp protector, like this right here, you should be able to, after about an hour, go sweat, go in the shower. Not a big deal. All right, let's do just one more and then we'll end the video. So I found this one right here. It says, anyone here got a Leo DiCaprio style curtains or curtains with short back sides? Just wanted to see how it looks as a hair system. Cheers in advance. You see this? You getting this? All of this right here. How you doing? My name is Jake. I'm rocking curtains. Real nice curtains if I say so myself. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully answered a bunch of questions for you that you're asking. I love this hair system Reddit thing that we got going on. It's such a valuable tool for me and other members of the hair system community to be able to go here, ask questions, get answers. Such a cool place. We're almost to 1,000 members into this hair system Reddit. That's super rad. Super, super rad. So make sure if you're not in there, go join it and we'll see you soon.